Daf Zayin Amud Beis, the end of the Amud. Umoidim sheim shochad sheyafu b'deker v'chasa. The two dots, the three lines from the end of the Amud. Daf Zayin Amud Beis. Zayin Amud Beis. Yeah. So the Gemara. That we saw machlokes, the third machlokes in the Mishnah about Bisham and Bisilel, as we explained yesterday. If it's lekatchila or b'diavad, the machlokes about if you should shecht lekatchila or not to shecht lekatchila, only if you shechted, then you can come into Kisei Adam. So Bisilel amoidet to Bisham, you learned to Bisham that if you shechted, that she yachva b'deker v'chas. Zog the Gemara. Omar Rab Zrike, Omar Rav Yehuda. Vehu sheyesh lo yideker notes v'boid yoim. What's the pshat? Rav Yehuda Omar, the pshat is as such. When we come and say over here, is according to Rashi. Rashi is in Dibur Masechet Vokov. It's Ktisha, but I'm going to explain it now. But Rashi means as such. They were not matir. Basically, they were not matir to come to dig in Yom Tov letzorech to do Kisui Adam. Just what? Because they don't hold that the assay. We started to speak about it yesterday. Assay of Kisui Adam should be doiche the lois assay of Meloches Yom Tov. Right? We know the klal of asay doiche lois assay. We started to speak a little bit yesterday and then the shir. Asay doiche lois assay. Right? We learned that from Kilayim Betzitzis. We learned that the Gemara in the beginning of Yevomes. Asay doiche lois assay. And that's Rashi over here. And also Rashi comes and says also in Dibur Masechet Hashoichet, right? That Beishamai are matir to shecht even when he doesn't have offer to tuach. That's what Rashi comes and says over there. We can see it. But the pshat is they were not matir. Basically, they were not matir to do a chafire on Yom Tov, even let's say Kisei Adam, even though that asay dechelois asay. What Beisilel come and say, umoidim, or the Mishnah come and says umoidim Beisilel, that if he shechted sheyachov deker v'yechase, this is takuma davke sheyesh lo deker notes miboid yoim. Why? Because what's a deker? Let's look at the deker as we spoke about in the beginning of the Masechet. What's a deker? Let's look at the deker as a spade. So a person, he stuck the spade erev Yom Tov into the ground. So now he has a bit of soil, right? He has betzim inside the spade. So once he comes and he just has to take it out, so the chafira was really done already. Once he came and he stuck in the fork or the spade, yeah, into the ground, this was already done. The chafira was done. The chafira was done. He loosened it already. That's called already a chafira. Yeah.
No, finish.
That's not called the chafira was done. The chafira was done. The chafira. We're going to see a gume nisht. When he takes out, he's not doing a chafira. He's doing a gume. That means there is a chafira. The chafira, you said in English, the digging, that's a chafira. And then it's doing the hole, that's called the gume. But let's talk about the chafira now. We talk about the chafira, he doesn't do a chafira because he put it, that's what Beisilel. Beisilel, when they are moide, to be shamai, that if he has a decker on all the oil, that means that there was done what in the chafira. Now,
They should allow it.
yeah, you're right. Umoidim. No, that im shochad they say anyway. Umoidim sheim shochad sheyachov deker v'chase says that's all dafke deker notes umoidim. So the Gemara take frag lefi Rav Yehuda. Gemara frag lefi Rav Yehuda what explained that lefi Beisilel to the assay of Kisui Adam is not doiche the lois assay of Yom. The frag the Gemara v'okobit ktisha. That means when he comes over here, the Gemara understands now, when he comes and he digs, right? So he put in the spade. What to tell when he did a spade? There's a very good moment. No. Sorry. The wrong one. No, this is a good moment. So the Gemara says, so he didn't do a chafira, as we said. He didn't dig. Why? Because he put it in. But now when he comes and takes it out, he has over here, the Gemara understands now, he has one stick of mud. Now, how can you do Kisui Adam with this? You have to come and turn it into crumble it. How are you going to do it? You do ktisha. Ktisha is also in Yom Tov. It's also a meloche. For the Gemara, ktisha, and this is a offer you're doing ktisha because you have to do the Kisui Adam with offer tituach, right? Like sand. Yeah, and that is called, it's a tolda of tchina, a toichen, of toichen. And you're not allowed to do it in Yom Tov lefi Rav Yehuda in Beisilel. You say, what's the heter of deker notes? Omar Rav Chia Barashi Omar Rav. What's talking about over here? Be'ofol tituach, that this person came and he took the spade. In ofol tituach, what the offer was like a tchil already, the soil was soft, was sandy, it was loose, it was dry. No, forget, not dry. Dry is becomes like a thing. But yeah, and then there's no problem. Now, when he takes it out, now he's doing of the gume. What's the problem of gume? So Rashi says, binyan. When he takes out the spade, this decker with the mud, now what happens over there? It happens a guma in his house or in his chotzer and he's metaken. So lechoyre should come and be chayim mishum boine, because every tikkun in the house is boine. What's going to happen with what? He's also doing over there chafira with the thing. He has already a decker. That's what I'm talking about over here. He has a decker. Once you do it, maybe if he didn't have a decker, bechlal, maybe it's going to help. No, it's not going to help bechlal. Also, machinery not. Okay, we're going to have to see the Gemara later. And for the Gemara, over there, by creating a guma, creating this guma, says the Gemara, is not considered the melacha. Why? Because he doesn't need the guma. He needs the guma, no. He needs, right, as we can see about the Gemara beings. And because this is only not, it's called a melacha she'eino tzricha legufa. If I'm digging because I need to dig, that's a melacha she'tzricha legufa. If I'm digging it because I need a guma, so once I create this guma, it's, but once I'm doing a melacha she'eino tzricha legufa, I don't need the guma. I need just the sand what I take out from there, right? I need the mud, I need what came out from the guma. And mele melacha she'tzricha legufa is going to be mutar. The problem is that Rabbi Yude, we know the Gemara, but Rabbi Yude disagrees on Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Yude says, "Melacha she'tzricha legufa is chayav or potur." L'chamachloikes. Rabbi Yude held that melacha she'eino tzricha legufa is chayav. So how Rabbi Yude is going to understand it over here? So the pshat is over here, because over here, yeah, but Rabbi Yude held that melacha she'etzricha legufa is chayav. Because over here is talking about that this melacha she'etzricha legufa is also a mekalkel. He's doing it inside the house, or he's doing it where? Inside the mekalkel. And that's why, also Rabbi Yude, that's what Rashi says. If you look at, let's see, the Gemara is of the Gemara, the Rababe, the Omar Rababe, Achoy for Gumo, Shabbos. Ve'eino tzorich elo le'afro, poturo leo. Why? He doesn't need it. It's just right. He doesn't need it, and it's not a tikkun, and that's why it's going to be over here, it's going to be potur le gamrei. So Rashi, פוטר או לא, כי לפעם שתיים וכמה דחגיה, דקם עדיין לצורך אלו לאפו, ולא ילגומה, אינו יבוינה, ולא יכוירה שלו מקלקל, וכל המקלקלים פטורים. אפילו לפי רב יהודה, הוא עושה את ולא שיצריך לו לגופה, אז גלמי חי, והיא זה מקלקל, אז גלמי פוטר. It's not מקלקל, because מגר עשה זה חריש, זה thing, yeah, צריך להיות חריש. Okay, this is, we know we go so images, but there's a lot more to speak about it. Okay, look the Gemara weiter. We learned in the head of the Mishnah, she'efer kira muchanu. And who comes to Sarayim, what's the pshat, what's the mashmos of the words? The choire, Stamaza is masha from the Mishnah, she'efer kira muchanu, that comes and gives us a reason. Right, what the Mishnah said till now, that you're allowed to come and to do Kisur Adam, why? She'efer kira muchanu. Who comes to Sarayim? Well, what's talking about the way? Look the Gemara. Efer kiro, man chashmei. We spoke about efer kiro. You're taking the ash that's inside the oven, and you're using this ash for inside the oven to come to do the kisui adam. Who spoke about ash? Who spoke about the oven? Who spoke about the kiro? Who spoke about? Says the Gemara Marabe. Oche komal. The Tana v'au misha meant azay. The efer kiro muchanu. That means another thing. What Beis Shammai or Moedet to Beis Hillel or Beis Hillel Moedet to Beis Shammai. That what? That if he had over there efer kiro ash. It's muchan. That means it's prepared already before Yom Tov. He had in mind before Yom Tov, and Mimele is nishka muktzeh. It's all muktzeh, and you can come and use it for Kisui Adam. And why isn't muktzeh? It was not there before Yom Tov. Yeah, it got burned through Yom Tov. So the Gemara is going to explain about why it is not called muktzeh. Look the Gemara. Yeah. We're going to see. Yeah.
He had in mind, or he had in the back of his mind, like we have the machlokes at the beginning of the parent. He had in mind to use, or he didn't have anything in mind, but for whatever he's going to be needing it, he will.
So we can see it more. But you know what? Let's be siachas now to Reb Eli Shaila. Reb Eli Shaila is more than in Toysas betzem. If you look at Toysas, the Mamas will come out. Reb Eli had gefragt, what's the pshat? Could you do bichlal? Right? Everyone's going to be moided. You could come and do Kisui Adam with Efer. The pshat is Efer. Kiromuchom, we can see what is the Hachone. Yes, Hachone. Yeshiva Tzapen, not Hachone. It is Muktzeh, not Muktzeh. But everyone agrees that you can come and use Efer for coming and doing the Kisui Adam. Can you? So Toysas brings over here from the Gemara in Chulin Daf Peiches. At the beginning of Toysas Ochikoma, Toysas brings that you cannot come and do Kisui Adam with Efer, with ash, only with offal. And that's why Toysas explained that Rabbi meant that the Tana comes to teach us another thing. There has nothing to do with our Mishnah beforehand. Yeah? There's nothing to do. As I looked at Toysas, one chat, another chat, Toysas says Toysas. It could be that also be Shammai or Moide that Kisui Adam you could do with Efer Kira. Even though it's not called offal, it's not soil. And it's also could come and thing. Why? Because it's roy legadel tzmochim. That means there's two types of Efer. There's Efer oichlim. If you burn food, there's nothing what to do with this food. It's not roy legadel. That means you can't come and use it for something to grow. And that's why it's going to be posul le kisui adam. But something that actually you could come and eventually it could grow, and that's Efer of Kiro, what you burn wood, so you understand you could come and create with it something, and that's why it's going to be kosher lekisui adam. And he brings the Shem Rabbeinu Tam, that also Rabbeinu Tam in Sefer HaYosher, yeah, the Rashba was also, the Rashba brings the Sefer HaYosher, that they didn't pass it, Beishamai didn't pass it any Efer lekisui, Davke Efer of Oichlim, because this goes to Beishamai, yeah, but Efer Kiro is, okay, we learned that from a Pasuk in Melachim, yeah, but Efer is called Offer. Right, Efer and Offer the same thing. Right, we say Afar Sreifas Aporo. Afar Sreifas Aporo. What's Afar Sreifas Aporo? Say Offer. Okay, it's a big discussion. But now let's leave it for now. Let's go weiter. Doch Sreifa. It's called Afar Sreifas Aporo.
No, it's the Offer of Efer.
Yeah, okay. B'schar Zeh Shomar Avnom Avinu. Yeah. Look the more weiter. Omar Rabbi. So, Omar Rabbi, Omar Rabbi. Lo Yishonu that this Efer Kiro, we said that this is Muchon, it's not Muktzeh. Elo, when is that? Only when this Efer Take was Husak Merev Yomtev. That's right. Why? The 18 turned into Efer Erev Yomtev. So it was burned to the Erev Yomtev. So then he had in mind, not because he had in mind, because he had in front of him the Efer, and that's why that's not called Bechlal Muktzeh. Avol, Husak, Beyomtev, what if it came? And yesterday, Erev Yomtev, he didn't have in mind that he's going to have this Efer. What's going to be the din? Avol Husak, Beyomtev. So the Gemara also, you're not allowed to use this Efer on Yomtev. Why? Because, and this Efer is Noilad. Muktzeh, yeah, Muktzeh, Noilad. Everyone is going to agree to Noilad. Even why? Even Lefi Rab Shimon. Now let's be exact as to what Rab Shalom asked. Even Lefi Rab Shimon, and that's what Rashi says. Even Lefi Rab Shimon, because this is a neue Zach in Ganzen. This is nothing that there was over here yesterday. This is a new thing in Ganzen. And if you look at Toysas over here, Diva Maschil Omar, Toysas comes and says that over here, everyone is going to be Omar Rav Yehuda, yeah? Toysas comes and says that over here, everyone, that Filu Rab Shimon, Moide, Dai, the Ushak Miyodav, the Avenoilad Gomu, the Mikor Eitzim, the Ashte Eifer, the Ave Kemayed Ibe Mivla Bale. That means the water in the clouds, that they are, that this is definitely a Noilad Gomu. We spoke in the Akdomat Masechet, we spoke about this, that the Noilad Gomu. So to understand that Efer Kiro is a Noilad Gomu, and even Rab Shimon is going to be Maski, but that's why Alten Sach Rishonim, like the Rashba and the Meiri. The Rambam is a little bit tricky what the Rambam means over here, because there's a Rambam in Ilchos Yom Tev and Perek Beitza Loch Yudches. At the Isur Mishum Noilad, he says, even though he passes like Rab Yehuda, that Muktzeh, like Rab Yehuda and Muktzeh and Yom Tev. So over here they think, okay. The Zohar says B'Shem Rashi Nishta Zoi that it's not going to be Lefi Rab Shimon. Okay, look the Gemara weiter. Veim. Now, what if the ash is still very hot? That what is so hot that what you could come and do with it? Or you need to do Beitza. You could come and roast it at the egg, and this is what's called the remetz, right? You remember the Gemara Shabbos, it's called remetz. Very hot ash, it's called remetz. Says the Efer still could come and use it. Ratmona, the Gemara says, yeah. Ratmona to be matmin. But over here, it's talking about Yom. So you actually could cook in this remetz. You still could cook in this hot ash. So this is no muktzeh. because you're allowed to come and to play around with it, right? To come and to put in an egg, and now to play around with this remetz, with this hot ash. So this is not going to be mukte. It's going to be mutar. It's going to be mutar.
But it's still noilad, isn't it? It is still noilad.
No, it's not mukte about.
No, doesn't matter. But one minute was saying that whatever happens, it doesn't matter because it's changing status from what it was. Even if you have mind, it doesn't matter because it's changing status.
So Rashi. So I would like to read for you Rashi. Zok Rashi. Mutal. The one mutal. The me'et moil beoidom eitzim. Hoyu muchonim leresek v'uliveshon udistois. Voidenu betashmisho izeh. This is a hamshech. It's a mamish continuation. What is made for these things? This is made for coming, cooking, roasting, heating. It still has the same purpose of roasting, cooking, everything. Kumtois, as long as still hot, you have a hemshech of the achona, what you prepared it yesterday. I prepared it yesterday for what? For cooking, and therefore I'm allowed to go and to carry this eifel, because this is eifel mukhon, and I can come and do it at the Kisui Adam, even though Kisui Adam you need offer, not eifel. But this is Eifel Muchan.
Yeah, but it's a very deep chidush here. Very omkas dikadin. Because it's the same Eifel. If it's not hot, the material is the same when it's hot or not hot. Noilad usually, when we say noilad usually we see
if you look at
new item. Noilad's a new item. Noilad's a new item. Here's Hilechura, it's a new item. So how does you can see in the Omer Kazakh, it becomes a new item only when it stops being used for the purpose it was made for. So it's a nayadin in Oiland. Before we say new
so I want to clarify a little bit. Let's talk about it in a minute. So Rashi says the me'ot moil, the be'oidom eitzim, hoyu muchonim lehesek ulevashel, voidenu betashmishoi. Right, that's what the lashon of Rashi. Voidenu betashmishoi zeh, ve'aide the chozi. Now, if we look at the Rishonim, there's a Ravan. The Ravan says that the heter over here is mitor shehutar, the kamet to carry it, the eifel for coming and roasting an egg, right? Hutar, it's a mitor that they allowed to come and roast the egg. I allowed to also come and do Kisui Adam, right? As I talk the thing.
But the Maisa is noilad. The Maisa is noilad. It says it's noilad, but you're allowed to. So it's noilad, but you're allowed to. That's a pshat. Because noilad is metzias.
The later doesn't happen when it cools down. The later happens when it's still hot.
When it's a thing, yeah. That's the Lashon Rambam, right? The Lashon Rambam is the Rambam over there. No Rambam. The Rambam, yeah.
If you say Efer is noilad, it's noilad. If you say Efer is noilad, it's the Maisa noilad. You can't get away from it. But you're matching from a different reason. You're matching for a different reason.
Yeah, I think there's a Rambam. Totally going to be the Rambam. I want to be beside a different shaila. The Taz in Tov Tzadik Ches, he brings over there. So if brings over there all kinds of days that they answer to do Kisui Adam with hot eifel. He brings over there all kinds of Rishonim, but they answer to do Kisui. So what's up, Shat and Amov Sugya? If you're not allowed to do Kisui Adam without the Minchaschin Chosov, Minchaschin Kufay Zayin break the sechet. You're not allowed to do Kisui Adam with the eifel. You can't do Kisui Adam with eifel, with the hot eifel. Why? Because eifel is mevatel the dam. Because what's going to do? It's going to cook the dam. Once you come and put the remets on the dam, it's going to cook the dam. And Yom Tov, you're not allowed to cook the shaloi letzorech. When you're coming and putting over there the eifel, hot eifel on the dam, you're cooking on Yom Tov. You're cooking shaloi letzorech. Yom Tov, you're allowed to cook over letzorech. And that's why he explains in our sugya that he's taking the eifel when it's still hot, and you're allowed to hold it till it cools down. The second it cools down, then you can. That's the mukta you do it. And as I said, that's mashma. Why? Because if you look at Rashi, people are asking muta. What we just learned, Rashi says, "Shokile umanachle." What's shokile umanachle? Shokile and only then manachle. It says anaye dos. Yeah. Shokile umanachle. Yeah. Yeah, we see it. We see it as a chazak, right? We see the Rashba Yevomis of the Dalet. If we talk about say about there's no heter to come to cook baskoyen that she was mezana. What's the din? Streifen. Fragt dort in Rashbo, you should have a heter to cook the psila. How they do sreifa? Sreifa is they take up the lead, they cook it, and then they drop it, right? They open the mouth and they drop it in. That's the psila. You should allow the kamet to cook the psila on Yom Tov. But sreifas baskoyim. Why? Because I say the chelo is asay. Says no. Why? Because the asay is not beidne. When you're cooking it, you mevatel the lad. So
later on.
no, yeah, the same. The Gemara also says the same thing.
So you have to use here the heter when you got muktzah in your hand. You can put it wherever you like, because the mice it turns into muktzah while you're holding it.
So by our sugi is much it does happen beidne.
No. It's turned to muktzah while you're holding it, but muktzah you can put wherever you like once you're holding it.
So this is a very famous shayla. This is what is be'etzem the thing. There's a chiluk between sreifas baskoyen and kisui adam. Why? Because sreifas baskoyen is the toitzoy. I want to kill her, right? The baskoyen. Kisui adam, the mitzvah, the maisa kisui. It's not that the dam should be mechuse or not be mechuse. And that's why the whole maisa is allowed, because it's part of the thing. Right? There's a bavuz, a briskerov, there's a Aviezri about it, the Kelis Yankev seem involved. There's a big Achoni speak about it. But let's go back to what we were speaking before, the Rambam. The Rambam in Ilchos Yom Tov, the Rambam brings the halacha. Oh, yes, Baruch Hashem, we don't have to. Perek Beis halacha Yudches. Look the Rambam azoi. Hamachnis ofor me'erev Yom Tov. Im iched lo yibchater ken azoi is arize muchon umuto letaltelo ilasis boi kol tzorcho. V'chein eifer shehusak me'erev Yom Tov מוכן. ושהוסק ביום טוב, כל זמן שהוא חם, כדי לתלוש בו בייצה, מותר לטלטלוי שעדיין איש הוא. ואם לאו, אוסר לטלטלוי, מפני שהוא נוילד. הנה הוא בייר, זה בסדר. So the Rambam says it is noilad, and this is what Rabbi Tzok is asking. Rabbi Sholem was asking, and Stevie before was asking, and this is Takizer Shver. I remember the Rambam is a bit interesting. Because the Rambam, the Loshna Rambam, וכן איפר שהוסק מערב יום טוב, מוכן. ושהוסק ביום טוב, כל זמן שהוא חם, כדי לתלוש בו בייצו, מותר לטלטלוי שעדיין אישו. ואם לאו, אוסר לטלטלוי מפני שהוא נוילד. This is going to be נוילד.
You can't cook an egg with cold ashes, and therefore the moment it becomes cold, that cold ashes is noilad.
That's exactly why Rashi says Vardani b'tashmisha.
Yeah.
The little question is where's the chance later?
That's right.
When it was hot or cold, that becomes a problem.
The Rambam
How does it happen? And it has to get hot.
There's no continuity.
Maybe different way of thinking.
The Lechem, I just one other thing. The Lechem Mishnah fragt do interessante Scheile. Fragt do azoi. The Rambam brings a Locha Yud Beis. He brings azoi. ואם אוכלים מיודו ואם מסיקים בקליפיהם. ויש נוסחוס, שיש בוהם, שאם אוכלו מבו ערב, אין מסיק בקליפיהם. That means if a person ate nuts, if you're allowed to come and to burn the nut, the peel of the nut, the shells. שהרי הוקצו. Ober, if a person came and cracked open nuts on Yom Tov, can he burn the nut or not? Says the Rambam. ואם אוכלון ביום טוב, מסיקים מפני שאין מוכנים על גב האויכל. Fragt der Lechamisha, stire. Over here, the Rambam says, Al Gavoichel doesn't turn into Noila. And over here, the Rambam comes and says that after it's Litztanen, it turns into Noila. As I frag the Lechem Stira and Rambam.
The purpose of the wood is to do all, as he said at the beginning of this year, all the tzrochim, the tzorech, hatzokra, including at the end roasting an egg in the last minute.
So the Lechem is a bit different. He says there's a difference. Fire that took the wood and turned it into Eifer is a little bit different than the shell of the nut, what just got separated from the nut. Lefi them is a little bit more explain. Let's explain a little bit more what we said before. The Rambam means the kamet to be matir. What we said the hot thing, the hot Heifer, even though it's changed. Why it's not called noilad? We said our problem is it's noilad, right? It changed. Till now it was wood, and now it turned into Heifer. So like the same thing that we are matir to use shivrei kelim. What you still do in the melach, and that's halacha yud beis. Yeah, over here ilchos yontav perek beis halacha yud beis. So the Rambam is matir to come to Yeshivri Keli. If you have over there a vessel that broke, you could still do a meloche. Just what? 18 that it's not a kli. It can't help you to do over there a meloche. You can't do a meloche. Just what? The first meloche, the original meloche. But 18 that you had over there, that you prepared it for cooking, roasting, heating, whatever it is. So the Eifer was not roy lekise adam, right? So that was not nechshav, right? Is roy lemelachtoy, because you didn't think. But as long as it's still hot, so it's still the original thing. It's still betzem selecting them the first thing, and okay, we can see betzem.
I would say, sorry, very quickly. In the Rambam, you can learn pshat. The Rambam says it's not noilad because it's still using the old stuff for the old purpose. But l'chura, the way that everybody learned pshat here, it is noilad, but you got zaytik eter. The
Rambam says that the Eifer is eish. The Rambam says it's eish.
Yes, but mainly it's not noilad. So it's not noilad because it's used in the process. But the others, but the way others explain it is a pshat that say it is noilad, but it's a heter because it can be used.
No, I think there's a raya for what he's saying.
In the Rambam is mashma that it's still the same material. As when it cools down, it's noilad.
I will take this a little bit with a thing, because there's a Gemara later on. The Gemara later on in the Gemara says, "Ein soimchin gdeira bepkas." Why? That means if a person has a log of wood, cannot come and use to support with it the pot. Why? Because the wood is only last socket. And they pass in the Rambam. If you look at the Rambam in Perek Daled, Aloch Daled, the Rambam says, "Ein mechabi nesadleika kedei letzimoin, ein mechabi saner." And the Rambam brings over here all of these dinim by the same thing. Now, it could be that Eifer, yeah, what I think we see it also over here. Eifer is like wood. Then you're not allowed to come and carry. And that's what the Rambam comes and says that the Eifer is fire. Fire, you're allowed to carry in Yom Tov. Yeah, is now what you're saying. You're allowed to carry. But okay, it depends on Rashi, how Rashi says, because Rashi later on over there in Beitza, Rashi sagt a bisschen nicht so. It could be it's going to depend on the Rashi and the Rambam over there.
The Eifer is only noilad. The Eifer is only noilad after the ash goes away. Before that, although it's ash, but it's not.
Yeah, because Rashi says it's only going to be Rab Shimon. Yeah. Rashi in Lamed Gimel Lamed Aleph. Rashi beIlchase, Ilchase alive demand the Islay Muktzeh. אבל ענן קרב, שימן סביר לי בין מוקצה בין דרשם, אם נזכוון. Yeah. So that all of the, we're going to come to Lamed Gimel Lamed Aleph, you can see all of the Rishonim, the Rashba dot from our Sugya. Over in our Sugya, we are matter to come to do Kisui Adam with Eifer that's still hot. Why? Because it's roast with the egg. So why we should be matir to take this bekas, this log of wood, right? Because you're allowed to come into roila socket, you're allowed to come and put it into the oven. Yes. Why shouldn't you come and support with it something else? So the Rashba, many Rishonim say azoi. The Eifer, this Eifer Cham, you could actually come and roast the egg also b'mokum Adam. I did a kisei Adam, and on this place, where's the kisei Adam? I take the egg and I'm going to roast the egg over here now. The mekoimoy. But over there, the bekas, yeah.
So it's not to be cold. So it's against what we said it should be cold. So it's against what we said to be that it has to be cold when you put it down.
Yeah.
It remains hot.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it's a big suge. I and also give you a little bit more maramekoimes. It depends on the Machloikes Rashi and Tosis and the Gemara and Shabbat Daf Kuf base. And le Biroinian look in Shmira Shabbos Kechosar and Perek Chof Aleph. Okay, weiter. Zog die Gemara. Tanya Nami Oche. Like what? Like Rav, we learned in the Braise. She'omu Eifer Kiro Muchanu Lo Yomu Elo Sheusak Me'erev Yom Tev. But we had over there the Eifer. Avol Usak Beyom Tev. Also, it'll be also. Why? Because it's Einoi Mina Muchan. Ve'im Roi Litzoi Boy Beitza. Mutos it's before Braise, as we learned. Oh, now the Braise is continuing. The Braise over here adds something else what we didn't learn. Hichnis offer leginosai. A person who came and brought in a lot of in Erev Yontev, yeah? Talking about Erev Yontev. Now to spread it out on the thing because he wanted to smoothen the ground. Yeah. Now this was awful tituach. This was awful tituach. Yeah. So we're not missing over chafire and it's not missing over the ktishe and the whole shaila is if it's minamuchon or not minamuchon. Yeah. So Rashi. We don't have a problem of ktishe, tchine, all of these things we don't have a problem because this is awful tituach. He came and he bought a lot of things. Now this was the deal of this awful. As long as it's on a pile in one place, right? He didn't yet spread it out. It's keilu, what he wants to do with it, anything. That means a person has a mind, he brings a whole pile of sand into his property on Erev Yontev, and he did a big pile, wherever I want. If I want to spread it out, to come into even the ground, if I want to come to use it for different purposes. So then, muto lechatzos, you're allowed to do it with Kisei Adam because he had in mind wherever he wants to come to do. What if already he came and he spread it? So he wants to come to basically to do that there should be even the whole thing. So then he was mevatel to the karka, right? It's bottle agav karka. And it was bottle from the achone, right? And Mimele he's not allowed to do with it the Kisei Adam. That's what the Gemara comes and says over here, now, log the Gemara. The Gemara brings down another Amore, was the Gemara out that not only a big amount of sand, what is not bottle gabi the karka, a smaller amount. Where do we see it? Look the Gemara. Ve'omar Rav Yehuda, machnis odom meloi kupotzoi offer, and he puts it down the offer in one place. Stam, and he doesn't have to come and say what he's intending to do with it. Ve'oyse boy hatzibur kol tzorkoi. You could do it wherever you want, as long as it's on a pile. Tzavur, yeah, as long as it's on a pile, you could do it wherever you want. And it's not misbatel, even though there's a small amount, it's not misbatel klapi de karka. But chidush of Rav Yehuda is dafke when it's a small, right? It goes into a kupa. It means it goes into a kupa, right? A kupa means a small. He doesn't have to have a huge pile of soil. Even if he has a small pile of soil or sand, it's still going to come. Not going to be bottled al gavi karka. Dorash marzutre, Rabbe. Vehu. This is dafke when. And the same thing, he didn't come and spread the soil all over or the sand. Only then he could come and use it wherever he wants. Now, frag the Gemara Masechet. The Gemara fragged a shaila on Rav Yehuda. What Rav Yehuda said again? Let me misake what Rav Yehuda said. Rav Yehuda came and said that even a kupas offer, that means a small amount of sand, where the person bought in erev yontev, right? It's not any designated it over there. He didn't come and spread it all over the karka. It's not bottled gabi karka, and he could come and use wherever he wants. More effect from a Mishnah in Cholin Daf Pei Gimel. We know that there's something what's called a kvi or koi. That means the balchai, the sofek chaya, sofek beima. Steht da so. Koi or kvi. This is gesagt das jetzt. Ein shoychtin oiz beyond. Why? Maybe it's a chaya, and then you need to have kisei adam, and you cannot come and do kisei adam in yontev because maybe it's a sheni, maybe it's a beima, and if it's a beima, you're not chayav kisei adam. Only chayav oiv is chayav kisei adam. No, you're not allowed to come and carry offal for kisei adam. Misofik. If you have a mitzvah to come to do kisei adam, then you can come and do it. But if you don't have a mitzvah to come and do kisei adam, so this is no mitzvah to come and do mechaset. Yeah, it's no mitzvah to come and do mechaset. Says the Gemara. So you have to check all three, and then mail agav them to come to do the tiltul. You see that the person shouldn't come and shecht and put himself into a suffix to come and think. Okay, what if a person shechted this kvi? Veim shochtoi, was tut Zog the Gemara, veim shochtoi, ein mechasin es damoy. Why? As we said before, it could be it's a beime, and it's not mechuyev kisei adam. Could be it's a chaya. Now, let's ask. If you're going to come and tell me there's a possibility to bring a little bit of offal in a kupa, yeah, as Rav Yehuda said, bring a little bit of in a kupa over there, and then use it wherever you want. Why you can't shecht in yontev, a kvi? Why if he shecht also, you're not mechased adam? That means if you bring over there a little bit of offal in a kupa, come and cover it like Rav Yehuda said. Right? That means in the kupa come and do a thing. Now all the Rishonim frag away in the side of the Gemara, that's only Lefi Rav Yehuda, right? The side is also on the Beitza. What we learned in the Beitza? Ichnis offer, right? He came and used over there offer, even a big tzibur, yeah? Like Yinosoy, Lechuvosoy, Mutar, as we said before, in Lechnisoy, right? Lechasas boy. Why shouldn't the coming cover also the dam of the kvi? It's not no dafke lefi Rabbi Yehuda. Stamazoi. Even lefi the other the Bryce in the beginning, right? You're allowed to do it the kisu whoever you want.
But why not if Stamichin? She says Stam for not Abuda. He put offer for Kisur Adam Muchen before Shabbos.
That's the thing. Yeah, nachon.
Not
That's
Abuda.
the Gemara before. Yeah, not dafke lefi Rabbi Yehuda. If a person is prepared, before. Says the Gemara. Uletaimich, the Gemara fragt the Tzrika Shaila. Uletaimich, what you asked, the Fir Abuda, why don't do the Kisur Adam of Kvi a little bit of offer? Michasei be'efer kiro oy bedeker nodes. Right? What we learned in our Mishnah, that deker node is muchon, efer kiro is muchon. So why are you asking only Lefi Rav Yehuda? Frag Lefi the Mishnah. Elo muzayin. What we learned that you don't do a shchita of a kvi in Yom Tov. Let's talk about the Leslie. He doesn't have efer kiro. He doesn't have efer nodes. Or chename. The same thing also Lefi Rav Yehuda. We're going to come and say the Leslie. He didn't prepare. Talking about that he didn't prepare. But the Gemara Yochel that you say that what. It's talking about you're not allowed to shech the kvi and yonta because he didn't prepare, and he doesn't have a possibility to come and do kizah adam or bazoi. My area. Why are you coming saying the Mishnah that what the Easter kisu and kvi is because of sofek? My area is sofek. Sofek if you chayav or not. I feel vadai. Even if you can have, you don't have a possibility to come with the thing. But there's a vadai that well, it's a vadai chayav that you have to come to do kizah adam. I feel vadai namiloi. Also don't shech, and if you shech, then you shouldn't do kizah adam because Allah like Beitza that you shouldn't. Shech, and if you don't have to do, and you don't do kisadam, if you don't have a necker notes. And for the Gemara, the Tana and the Mishnah and Chulin of gesagt azay. Loi mi boye koma. That means loi mi boye. There's no suffix that the chaya that the chiyuv kisadam is a vadai the loi lishchak. For sure, the sidon. Avol. What about the kvi? Yeah, avol suffix a memishum simchas yontev lishchak the loi lichsei, and you should have to come and be mevatel the mitzvah of kisadam. Because Allah said it's a baby, you don't have to give it to Adam. So because the Simchas Yom Tov, so Allah said that what? That this is a baby, you're allowed to be mevatel misofek the mitzvah kisei Adam, sheval tase, in order to be mekayel the mitzvah Simchas Yom Tov. Komash mal on the time of the Mishnah comes teach that what? That even a sofek bitul of mitzvah kisei Adam, you're not going to be doichet because of Simchas Yom Tov, and therefore you do not shech this kvi. Yeah. Sorry? Sofek bitul asay. If you're going to come and say, yeah. The shaila is, there's an interesting Gilliam Marshov, and Shloime Eger, Gilliam Marshov fragt, Gilliam Marshov, Yeradei, fragt azoi. The maskon of the suga is, you're not allowed to come and shecht in Yontev when you don't have offer, right, to do kisei Adam. We know there's a big machlokes in the Rishonim about a person, right? It's bodan la'alochen nifsekot alisoy in Shabbos. Person is walking in Shabbos and nifsekot alisoy. One of the things. If you come and wear the talis without tzitzis or not, yeah? The famous motre in aloches tanes tof kuf mem daled, very famous motre that you're allowed to. Okay, lichoire. What's the machlokes? What's the machlokes? What's the machlokes? If you have a chiyuv to do, right, a tzitzis to a beged. And when you can't, you're allowed to wear it without it. Or there's a Isra say to come to wear a beged without tzitzis. And you don't have a heter when you can't do it. Now, Lefi the one that said there's a chiva say, yeah, and you cannot come and make it. It doesn't answer the maise, right? What's mechayev you, and that's how you could walk in Shabbos. The choire, you should be matir to come and shecht yontav, even though you don't have offer, because I'm honest on the kisui. The Motre, very, very famous Motre. The Motre says if a person is walking with a talis in the street on Shabbos, nifsekot talisoi. You're allowed to come in today? Yes, because the chiv to have that at campus is the chiv asay. Now I'm onus. So oines. I can't put the Shabbos tzitzis. Oines, are you allowed to walk around the Shabbos with the tzitzis without that at campus? Not covered abrius. No, even without covered abrius. You're allowed to come and put it on. Like a walk out of the house. Because I'm onus. I have a chiv to put on the tzitzis. I'm onus. Very famous motre. Or we also should say the same thing. I'm honest.
No, the chiyuv of Simchas Yom Tov.
No.
What's the go? So what's the get the chiyuv? What's the two? Yeah. So there's a very. Yeah. There's a kovet shiurim and divrei soifrim, and there's a kelesiankim over here by us, and the kelesiankim over Bas and Simon Yud who speaks about this. Ayin Shom. Fine. Lamazen. Friday Gemara. Dav Chesam at base. Yeah, but the way mitzat simchas you should have a chiyuv. Yeah,
whether
the guy made the
Elad-
mail over there. Yeah.
No,
Not Mela,
Mishnah
the Rabbi.
Sofrim, whether, say, Rabbi Kiva, Rabbi Lezer, Chafta Masha, Three-way Machlokes, whether it's Doiche, the seventh day of Hazor, whether
Ah,
it's,
yeah.
and then there's the Sforah, who asks you to Shech Yom. If you want to hear me, you Shech.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Frag the Gemara say. Frag the Gemara Shaila. Now, you're right. The Mishnah kind of tells us there's no chiyuv, right? You don't shecht a kvi, and you can come and explain that it's talking about over here, as we said, that you don't have a possibility to come with the covet because you don't have offer, and the Tanakh has a mechadeh that what? No, you can't be doiche sofek mitzvah skizeh adam because simchas yontem. Frag the Gemara doesn't fit with the Mishnah. Why? Warum midektan et chesam and beis? Warum midektan et seife? Warum midektan et seife ve'im shochtoi ein mechasi es domoi michlal. But there is the yaskinan. That means it's talking about when you have a possibility to come and to do a kisui beheter. Why? Because if he doesn't have a possibility to do a kisui beheter, and you're not allowed to come and be chaser, right? Shaloi beheter, right? So the Tana should have come and tell us that what even by a vada chaya you don't do kisui adam with the iser, and for sure that what a kvi that it's only a suffix you don't do kisui adam because the kisui is like a suffix mitzvah. Right? The kisui is a suffix mitzvah kvi, so for sure you're not going to come and do. And because the Tana came and said that what that it's talking about the kvi, and it's a suffix. So it's mucha that what it's talking about the way case that he has a possibility to come to do kisei adam be'eter. And then back to the shaila, why shouldn't you do kisei adam? Elo marabe. The teretz is asay. Eifer kira, or the awful. That's the you have over there thing. Yeah. Eifer kira muchanu. It's prepared from Erev Yontev only for the mitzvah of levadai kisei adam. Only levadai kisei adam. Ve'ein muchan sofek. And that's why the Tana spoke in the kvi and not the chaya. Because the chaya, if it's vadai, you're allowed to come to do the kisei adam. You're allowed to come to do the kisei adam when it's vadai. For the Gemara, because the person comes now and he's preparing over there the offer for anything what he needs, right? Anything what he needs. Why it's not going to help over here to come and prepare for sofek? Says the Gemara. Lo the Gemara, yeah. Oy bazoi sofek my time eloi. Why is not going to help over here kisei adam by a sofek? Says the Gemara. Maybe you're going to say because the iso muktzah is the ka'ovid gume, right? By coming and taking over there for kisei adam, he's doing over there a gume. So the Gemara, oh, you can't say so. Why not? Says the Gemara, you can't say so. Why? Because also by taking a bit of the soil over there for kisei adam, vadai nami ka'ovid gume. Also by a vadai is doing gume. Elo. Maybe you can say that you can't do. That for the kisei adam vada you can't do. It's no issue by doing a gume. Why? Keder Rababe. We said before, and what Rababe says, it's mekalkel. It's a melacha shein tzricha legufo. No, you can't say so. Why? Ochename, you should be by a kvi. We should not matir. Keder Rababe, right? Even though I need over there a tzorich mitzvah, right? Also sofek mitzvah. It's a mekalkel. Elo sofek my korma. What's the pshat over here that what he shouldn't do the kisei adam with eifer or eifer muchon dil me'ovid ktisha. Because maybe he's going to come and crush it. Says the Gemara. This is also not a teretz. Why? Vadai namini gizo mishuk tisha. Says the Gemara, vadai. By a vadai, that means if you have a vadai chay that's chay kisei adam, they didn't do a gzeire. Why? Because al pi rov you don't need over there to come to do ktisha. And also if it's going to happen, that you do need to come and to do ktisha because it's one block, you don't answer it. Why? Because ki ko ovid ktisha, or se asay, the asay of kisei adam, vedoche es loisa asay. It's going to be doiche the loisa asay of coming and doing toichen in Yom Tov. Coming and doing the toichen in Yom Tov. But the suffix of mitzvah kisei adam is not doichen the issue of toichen, and that's why they did the gzeira not to come and to do a kisui of 42. Says the Gemara. Now a big yesod about asay doichen lois asay. Says the Gemara. Einmal da amrinen osa asay v'doichen lois asay. When is that? When you say asay doichen lois asay? Mile betzoras. For example, someone has b'mokoi mile. He has a negatzoras. So doiche the mitzvah of mile is doiche the isur of tzoras. Why? Because the second he comes and he takes off the tzoras, he's also b'mekayim the mile. Inami says the Gemara. What else? Sodin. That means a beggar of pishto that you're allowed to come into it, right? Betzitzis of tzemer. Why? Because the second you're Mekayim the mitzvahs say of tzitzis, you're over also at the same time the lois say. The beidne, so the Gemara explains, the beidne the come aker lav komoikim la say. When you talk about the coming crossing over the Regovim, yeah, the beidne the come aker lav. When is oiker the lav? That means when he's doing the toichen, lo yimukim masay. He's not mekayim yet the mitzvah of kisei adam. Just only after that he's mekayim the mitzvah of kisei adam. And we don't say also say, but don't say when it's not beidne. So it's not the klal. And neighbors, why it's beidne?
Crumble it on the.
Let's see in a minute. And back to the question that also by Shechter Chayav Vadai, you shouldn't be mad to the sweet. Maybe you're gonna come to Isuk Tisha before you make Kayam the Isuk Kiyum of Kisei Adam and why is it Maftolisen? The Be'ada the Kotish, Komechase, that means he's taking over there the mud, and now he has to do Kisei Adam and he's starting to crumble it on the dam. So basically what he's doing, Asay, Doche, Lois Asay. Asay, Doche, Lois Asay, and that's how it's gonna work.
Not mamish bead.
No,
Why?
It's not. I don't understand that.
It has to fall down on the down. It's not bead. It's very close, but not bead.
No, it's not. Yeah, he's right. It's not like a different bead now. It's not.
Okay.
You have to pick it up first and then put it on the dam. You can't do it at the same time.
Even one more.
Put the regel on the dam and you smash it on the dam. So as it's crumbled, it's mechasa.
That is mechasa, no, by crumbling it is mechasa.
Once it's one more.
Yeah, make it up in the hand. Oh, I see. You say that once you have the chit, it keeps crumbling, but there's one point where it's mechutza. Well, how do you know when to stop crumbling? No,
The whole thing is a kisa. You could do a big kisa.
Another layer.
You're not allowed to do it. Okay. Sag die Gemara. Yeah. Sag die Gemara weiter. Soif, Yomtev. Okay. So we say over here, Asay, Doicha Lois Asay. 1 second. Asay is Doicha Lois Asay. Asay is not Doicha Lois Asay with Asay. What's the Lois Asay? Lois Asay of doing Toichen and Yomtev, right? They come into crumble it. Aber Yomtev is doch echt Asay, it's a Shabbosoin. Soif, Yomtev Asay, Ve Lois Asay, Uvein Asay, Doicha Lois Asay, Ve Asay. And over so, you're not allowed to come into crumble this mud. Why? Because even that you need a mitzvah kisei adam. Aber why we are choishes only by a kvi and not by a vadai? By a vadai chai also you shouldn't do kisei adam because a say of kisei adam against the lois say of toichen and yom, but also a say of shabbosai. Says the Gemara, you're right. Be'emes they didn't have a chashash of coming and doing this toichen. Just what? Omar Obe. Elo Omar. Elo Omar. Elo Omar Obe. Eifel kiro daitoi levadai ve'daitoi lesofek. That means the chashash by a kri is because mukta. Mukta, because when a person prepares eifel kiro, he prepares it only for kisei adam of a chaya vada. His mind is not on a chaya sofek. And when you have over there a chaya sofek, a kvi, it's not mukhan. It's not mukhan for a kvi, and therefore it's mukta. Yeah. Oh.
We're really talking about you brought sand into the hot there. The Infrakira, it created itself yesterday. So it created itself with the das of
very good. So is Eli Frek, this is a very interesting thing of it. Because any item, what is there for a certain purpose is not mukta. And you could use it for anything. So once you brought in over here into the house a pile of sand, it's for anything, also for kvi. So what does it be? So this in Shmir Shabbos Kechoso, Shlomo Zalman over there in Perek Chof Aleph and Naor Chof, he brings over there that the din of Eifer, what we say that the Eifer is like Eitzim, right? That they are better Eifer is like Eitzim or La Sokem, that you could come and use it for Dafke for a certain use. Dafke for that. And it's a use that what? That the tashmish is mechalet, getting rid of it. Like 18, you put it in the oven, what happens there? Kilui. He says, therefore, you're allowed to use it only for this type of shimush. Other doctor. Other doctor with the thing. Okay. Zog the Gemara weiter. Now, in Azoi Al-Techet, Rav Yudah, that if a person came in prepared over there, offer, even if a small amount, he prepares it only, right? For Vada not topic. As the Rovel etamei, Doma Rovel ichnis offer. Person came and put in sand erev yonter. The chasis boy tzoya of a baby, yeah. Muto lechasis boy dam tzipoy. Why? Because he thought over the erev yonter kam shechtet, and Meile being in the offer was also for the kisui of the tzoya. And also for the kisui of the thing. Ober, if he came and he bought an offer for erev yonter for dam tzipoy, right? Then and he wants to come now to be mechased with the tzoya, also the chazal with tzoya. Why? Because the bringing in the offer of a was a chone dafke for what? Dafke for covering the dam and not for the tzoya. Because something that's going to be why the tzoya is most. Because it's a suffix. Why? It's a suffix if the cotton is going to be matil rei or not. That's what Rashi explains. It's a suffix if the cotton is going to be matil tzoya and a place that he's going to have to come into cover it. And that's why a person dafke has in mind something that's vadai and not something that's a suffix. Now beloy amre, afilu ichnis offer lechases boy dam tzipoy or mutar lechases boy tzoya. Why? Because he said this is called a vadai, that what the tinoik is actually going to come and be metane for son yonter, and that's what's going to help the asmon also for this. Okay, we're going to stop over here because it's not the thing, it's a little bit late. Amre ma'arove is another machloikis about hachone of offer for kisui, a little bit different than that. We're going to stop over here. Hashem, tomorrow morning, 8:45, I think, is the shir. So we're going to see.
But the Beidne, Rabbi Hanan is struggling with Beidne. Rabbi Hanan. Hanan on the spot is talking about the Beidne, the Mechase, the crumbling.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I didn't hear you. Yeah.
I said Rabbi Hanan is struggling with the kasha of how is it Beidne, the Koitesh and Kisu Adam. Look, Rabbi Hanan here says it's on the decker, the blood goes on the decker.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Actually, when you mention Rabbi Hanan, it's very interesting. Rabbi Hanan explains the whole sugya that the asay of Somachto Bechagecho we're talking about. If you look over the Magia, the Chesed Shloimeh, the Magia over here, the effect of them, it's muchach like Rashi, because the mitzvah of Somachto Bechagecho, it doesn't depend on the sofk of a kvi. Because the is mutter. If the Somachto Bechagecho of the basar is mutter. Also, if he didn't, that can kisui. The offer is going to be mutter also if he didn't come and do a kisui.
Yeah, but
yeah. Now the Chesed Shloimeh reflect of them. If you look over the Chesed Shloimeh, the Choyer near the Pasuk, the Achas say the Kamina, doch leist the Einu Asay the Kisui Adam, which appears Rashi. The Diva Rabbi the Tzorchiyun. Why they came with Safik Nami Ika Asay Zu uMitzvah leyasher.
But the Rebbe look at Rabbi Hanan, all the kashe, added the Kotish Mechase, Kloimar Shechet v'Koitzes Adam, Shoy the Svirus Adeka. Rabbi Hanan here explains why is it Beidne, the Ktisha and the Kisui. Is a Metzi, it's a special Metzias. Normally it's not Beidne. He agrees it's not Beidne, but here, look inside, the Rebbe look inside the Rabbi Hanan.
Yeah.
On the side.
So I think I think. They say that the Shita of Rabbi Hanan is like the Bahag. The Bahag says that the Shchita is a hechsher for the Kisui. It's one mitzvah. So lefi them, the bossel, yeah, is going to be also ba'achila till the Kisui.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the Beidne. What we asked about
the Beidne, yeah.
How's it Beidne? We said the Koitesh,
because
the Kisui
he's doing the Kisui when he's doing the Ktisha. Even in the mitzvah, it depends on this. That's what it fits very good with Rabbi Hanan. What we call the Iso Beidne, because he coming and doing the Kisui when he's doing the Ktisha. Even in the mitzvah of Simche, when you mekayem, only when you're eating it. The Rabbi Hanan is even worse. You mekayem only eating. You're gonna have to say Lefi Rabbi Hanan, Erald with the Rashbo, with the Balamoir. You don't do a Maise. What brings you to Iso is going to be Doicha Da'aseh. Only if you first, yeah, you say it came first, I say that's Doicha Iso. And that's also over here. The Rabbi Hanan comes and says that the Eter is because the Aseh of Samachta B'Chagecho. In the Samachta B'Chagecho, you will Mekayim already in the Shchita. Not you Mekayim the Samachta B'Chagecho. But the Be'idne helps.
That's why Shchita is allowed.
Yeah, that's what Shchita is allowed. But Be'idne helps, Be'emes, on the Aseh of Kisui to be matir the Maise Iso. That's the thing. The Mekor is the BMS. What this Mekor, what we see is what the Rabbi Hanan himself explains in Shabbos, Afkuf Lamed Beis, and the reason that I say Loisa say is only beidne is because sheloi bizmanoi there's a chashash maybe he's going to be over the lav and then he's not going to be mekayim dasei. As it's like the rest of the Rishonim of they explain a little bit different. They say that the Tchiyah says only beidne because the Maise Isu is done beheter. The Maise Isu is done beheter. But Rabbi Hananel for sure is going to come. Yeah, it's better to come at the bidoich the lav or the kiyuma say than the Maise Isu. Just what he's saying that night that he's going to be doich davke beidne. We don't say when he needs to come to matter the Maise lav when he's coming to come the asay what he is doich. The chashash is maybe he's not going to be mekayim the asay. When he has a heter, lemaise, right, at the lav, so even if it doesn't asay, for example, kisei adam, you don't have a chashash at the kiyum asay of vesamachto because that is doich the lav. So it could be that the Rabbi Hananel Shitosai also is going to work out. Okay, I wanted a little bit to go back what Rabbi Tzok spoke beforehand, what we spoke about what we said in Nomed Aleph. We find it a little bit difficult. What we said that we don't do a kisui adam over there, right? Kvi, we said, right? The Gemara brings Masechet. The Gemara brings the Masechet in the beginning. Masechet, we started the sugi over there. Kvi ein shoychtin oisa biyontav. Kvi, the Baal Chai, that's a suffix chai, a suffix be'ema. Ein shoychtin oisa biyontav. Why? Maybe it's a chaya and needs to have kisui adam, and you can't do kisui adam in Yom Tov because there's a chashash. Maybe it's a be'ema, and it's not chayav be kisui adam, and you're not allowed to come in metaltel awful. Let's say kisei adam because it's no mitzvah of kisei adam of beim because no mitzvah to count the mechasa. The Rashba, the Torah Sabais, brings a maskona from our sugya that if a person doesn't have offer to come to do kisei adam, he shouldn't shech bechlal.
Oh, I was going to ask, is one toilet or can you eat an animal without kisei adam?
And even in a weekday, yeah. And the oichocha is because you don't shech the kvi. You don't shech this kvi, right? And that's why you shouldn't bring it.
Can you not do kisei adam the next day? What's the shear? When does he have to?
Must be not. The whole Yom Tov Shala wouldn't be.
Yeah, must be.
Must be not.
But as the Shulchan Aruch pass na the Shulchan Aruch in the Simon Chof Ches, if Chof Aleph, he pass na that you can't if you don't shech. The going big that the Mekor is the Rashba. Lechoyer is very schwer. Why? Because Beitza lo moide, right? What we see over here, that Beitza lo moide, every shechted sheyach per vechase. Must be that they didn't ask her to come and shech lekatchile. Just what? Because it's doiched, right? Yontev, when you're coming and digging, it's doiched the Yontev. It doesn't have really a connection with the shchite, right? And a weekday when we don't have offer. It's only because of Yontev. The Rashba also understands that why he shouldn't shech and put himself into a suffix mitzvah kisui. That's doich Yontev. And so that right? Also, the what we mentioned before and we just mentioned now, right? There's we can see in the Omed base what we can see in Hashem tomorrow, and also the same Gemara we have in Kufla Medalet in Shabbos. Over there is talking about a baby, and there was hot water, right? They're allowed to come into the prepare hot water, and it got poured out the hot water, the hechsher thing. It got poured out the hot water. The end of the day, hot water for zrachitz, and it got poured out. You're allowed to come to malem or not? And alidei this, you come into Chilul Shabbos because of the Pikuach Nefesh. You're putting it in the Pikuach Nefesh, and then you're going to be matir the Shabbos. Yes. So this is a big machlokes the Ramban with the Balamoy. Right? They're very famous there. Tinok shenishbechu mayim was prepared for zrachitze. If you're allowed to come and do a mila, and alidei them, you're going to come to Chilul Shabbos because Pikuach Nefesh. So the Rashba proves like the Balamoy that the mila is nitche because the Isur Shabbos that's going to come after that. Because you're going to come after that the Chilul Shabbos, you're doing the mila. And where he proves it from? Our sugya. Beitza. What Beitza say? Lo yishchoy. And you'll be doing the mitzvah of Simchas Yom Tov. He's not going to meet for Yom Tov. Why? Because the Isur Melocha that's going to come al yedei zeh. Because when B'shas HaShchita, he didn't have the mitzvah of Kisui. So this can come and be doich for the Isur. He's doing right. Aldaz, I thought that he's going to come and be doich the lav. After that. So it's considered that what that he's doing it now when when he's doing it, Beitza Asiyah, when he's doing it. That means Bisman Shchita, when he didn't yet do the Asay, it's Doicha. Mila is Asay, yeah. Seish Bekovas.
Lomdish Geret is not the same. Lomdish Geret is not the same.
Why?
Because here, so you don't, you're shecht, but you're not become the mitzvah. Then you have to do it. The heter, once you've done the mile, it's a beheter to do the water. You put it in the matzah of it, but it's not. You're not over. You're doing a mitzvah's mile, and then you're matzah, but you come, but it's not the issue anymore.
Kisei Adam is different.
You can't do it.
Let's explain. We could explain it. What you're saying a little bit different. That the whole issue to do the bris mila when.
This is what I wanted to show you. Achilas hedyet is not.
If it's not
so good, how can you compare it to Mila?
Very good. So I just the whole issue of to count the male when, let's say, the water got nishpechu meimov, is only because the mila needs to have hot water. If he's going to warm up now water, right? Let's say he's not going to warm up now water, he's not allowed to count the male because of pikuach nefesh, and because now he has the heter, because you need the heter to come and warm up water before the mile, and you don't have this heter, mainly you doich the mile, right? That if in Kisei Adam, you're allowed to come and shecht when you don't have, let's say, you don't have a offer, you're allowed to come and shecht. The chiyuv to come and do now a kisui is when after the shchita. Once I shecht it, now it's anaya chidush, anaya does something, right? Then also the fida balamor is going to allow to come to shecht because b'shas shchita he didn't need the heter to come and do a chafira because b'silel aser the shchita, so it's muchach that what, right? The Rash was v'chir. You're not allowed to come to the shecht if he doesn't have over there. Awful. Muzayin, that's what you need already a heter when? Beforehand. Shashchita, mimele, it's mochach that you don't have a heter to come to shech. When? And to be going to be doiche the isur of Yom Tov. And that's what you medame to the din of shoichet, yes, nishpechu meim or not. There's a very nice, if you want to look into it, there's a very nice Reb Shimon Shkop. It's brought down, the Reb Shimon is not brought down in the Shari Yosha, it's brought down by Reb Shmuel Rozovsky, in Shiur Reb Shmuel on Ksuva Siman Hey. He brings down Reb Shimon Shkop that the whole need in the Rishonim over there is Dafken Shabbos. Shabbos, you have a say of Shabbos. The reason that one on Aser is because Pikuach Nefesh is Misalek only the lav, but it's not Mekayim the Asay. But over here, everyone can come and everyone is going to agree that you're allowed to come and put yourself into Pikuach Nefesh. I mean, okay.
If you shech the chaya on Yom Tov, thinking it's a chaya without any offer mukhan. And you shech, and then it comes out later. Oh, it's not chai, it's a behemoth. Have you done an isser? Because as long as you shech, there's no.
It could be a suffix. It's a suffix isser because maybe you're mekayim the mitzvah.
No, he's shechting al das. He's not going to have any efer to be a thing. And then he realizes, no, it wasn't.
You're allowed to come into shech the chaya when you know for sure you're not going to have a kisei adam.
No, we know that. Oh, that's to say. What understood now is that
depends on the motcha what we said before. And it's going to depend on the motcha what we learned before. If you're allowed to come in the shech the chaya, when you know for sure you can't do the kisei adam. So it depends on the motcha what we said the motcha the Gabi Shabbos. Yeah. Fine. We say the Gomel. I good given show. I mach you a toive.
Square.
I good given show.